Morning, guys. This is AD from Wriggling Earthworm Farms, and I've just noticed there's a lot of questions about how people should store their worm casts, their harvested worm casts. Well, basically, I'll show you guys how I do it. This is a large farm, one of my larger farms. These guys have been fed 2 days ago, 3 days actually. Very healthy worms. Very, very healthy. So this is the working side of the farm on this half here. And what I have is these containers that I use to store my castings in. So underneath them, that's basically the stuff, all the lumpy bits that came out of the sifting process. I've put in underneath that because there was a lot of cocoons, tons and tons of cocoons in it, and I've basically just put some spaces in underneath these tubs, just so that it doesn't cause a lot of compaction down into that. Before we get into there, I'll show you what the tub looks like underneath. That's the same tub, it's just upside down, and as you can see, I've drilled holes in all around the bottom and flip it upside down like that, and you can't really see now, but right underneath that lip there's a line of holes drilled there, and straight through and straight through. There's another line here, and then straight through and straight through on the insides. I tried this copper taping that they say works well for slugs. I can't see that it works very well. So, but yeah, just so that everybody knows, you can use it. It might work for your slugs and things that try and get into your bins, but I haven't had a great success with them, so I'm not bothering with it anymore. So here we have these castings here. They've been harvested about nearly a month ago, the ones in this tub, and it's become a nice home for other critters like spiders and things. There's a few slugs still around in the lid, but it doesn't matter. So this is the castings, the harvested ones. There's a few eggies in there, or cocoons, and it is still very, very moist. Very lovely and moist, even after a month. You can hear the little squeeze. There you can see a droplet of water. See if I can get some out. It smells absolutely lovely. It smells like forest. It just crumbles back up into bits. So the reason why I place it back onto the worm farms for the storage is some of the other adult worms, they'll push through those holes from the bottom, and they'll come back into this and basically clean up all the little bits and bobs that, fell through the screening process. And as I need my worm casts, then I just take it out of that, run it through the sifter just one quick time. Oh, look at that. Black soldier fly larvae. I'll put him in on that side. You can work on that. The bedding is on that side is just wood chip, horse manure, and volcanic rock dust. And then obviously they get the worm chow as well. On here in the inside you can see how I've drilled the holes through. So there's a lot of air flow coming through. And then through the bottom, probably not as much airflow, but it's just for the worms to come in. This was my last harvest about a week ago. That's 50 liters, and oh my god, it is so fluffy. If you look at that, also very, very moist. And there's a few worms that I've noticed. I dug in here yesterday just to give it a bit of an aerate. Like, obviously you don't have to aerate it that much. I think, if you have it the way I have it with this bin, you know, as how the worms come back in and they do all the aeration as well. Oh, there's one. So yeah, no, they are moving back into it and cleaning up whatever bits and bobs are left to be cleaned. What I might do is I might actually take half of this and place it into the other drum, the one I showed you earlier with the holes in the bottom, and I'll just place it into the other worm farm, you know, just so that there's not so much volume of castings for them to work through again. And then there's a lot of people on about mites. Let's see now if you can see them. Mites are not a problem. These are probably the best helpers your worms could ever have, you know, to work through the composts and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and you've actually learned, well, not learned, but seen how somebody else does it. And like I said, don't worry about the mites. And to me, that's the best way to store my worm casts until I get to use it or until somebody else needs it. And so yeah, let me have a quick show you guys a quick view there. A while back, the raised beds I built, you know, didn't have anything in them really. So what I have in them is just a bit of colour and companion plants. These are all strawberries. That's a tomato over there, and nasturtium. This is a climbing nasturtium, so she's going to climb up all this here and it's going to look absolutely beautiful. There's my fig, one fig, she's coming on nicely. And one of my grapes is that one there. Lovely grape. Quite a few bushels on it already, as you can see here, and she's starting to climb up. This side here is pretty much the same with the nasturtium and the fig. Here's a little avo that I'm trying, seeing how she goes. That's my kiwi plant. I planted that a couple months ago as well, and when I bought it she was there. I'd say it's about 2.5 months, and she's grown and grown, and she's going up here, and then she'll be going all that, and just it's mostly for shade cover. And then a grape here, that's also going to be going up to the top, just for the shade purposes. Look how well the comfrey is doing. Comfrey absolutely loves the worm casts, and everything in the garden got a feed. Comfrey there's going to be a lot of harvesting going on there, just to make some room for new foliage to come out. And then yeah, that'll get fed straight back into the worms for them to eat. And so yeah, keep tuned, and as soon as I figure out or find something interesting again, I'll let you guys know. Alright, cheers, bye bye.